I'm Anna.
And Marta.
It is the interview show, and we are here today with Sean O'Neill from Mettro Stores.
Hello.
They're known for being tile lovers, whatever that means. So stay with us. We're going to take you for a tour around their beautiful showroom.
Follow me, ladies.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see it.
Okay, guys, you gotta come over here and check some of this stuff out.
Wow.
So, this is just some of our things. Obviously, quite an array of style and color. So, what do you think?
I love it, but what I would like to know is how you guys became known as the tile lovers.
Well, that's a long story. That's
very
a long story. We absolutely are obsessed with tile. So there's the tile love. And my wife and I are the tile lovers, and we occasionally love each other. So,
okay,
that is our love for each other, and obviously the tiles.
You're out there sharing all this love with others.
Absolutely,
spreading the love through.
We really
love
see, we
Yeah.
absolutely see our aesthetic being tile, but more design driven.
Okay.
As inspiring people, their everyday life, and improving their state of mind, and changing their space through beautiful design, composition, cultural value, color. It's kind of how we see it.
So Sean, most of the tiles that I see, they're from Spain, right? That's what you...
Mostly Spain. We do have more and more Italian product, but yes, Spain is a very significant country in what we do.
What can this tile really do for other people or create? Like, how do you look at a product and decide, I must have this?
We do look at Mettro Stores as more of a curation of tile. So
Yeah.
we're kind of trimming the fat, and we're giving you 4 or 5 or 6 really good choices. The value of this, in my opinion, is, the geometrics is a little bit more mid-century, but it's a very, very, very famous pattern. High contrast black and white, so you're getting a little bit of vibration. The scale is not big, it's not small. It's very modern in spirit, but it could be also used in many contemporary ways as well.
So we have a person coming to your shop, and a very confused customer. They don't know what they want actually. They pick up one tail, oh, we like that. What's how the process looks like?
Well, you have to find a starting point, so that's always the key. So in that can be many different things for many different people. So it's identifying some sort of passion or like, or even, sometimes more importantly, a dislike. And then that can lead you to, something they may like, and then you start there. And then it's a matter of pairing up color, scale, texture, genre. Some people are traditionalists, modernists. They like more of a transitional, modern, eclectic, contemporary. So there's many different ways to get there, but it's finding the starting point, I think, is the key, and then kind of leading them, because the way we curate our showroom is anything can kind of work with anything, color-wise, scale-wise, genre-wise. So it's really endless. You just have to identify people's sort of wants and their emotional attraction to certain materials, because everyone's going to be a bit different.
Did you have customers where they actually leave your shop, your store, with completely different design on whatever they had in mind at the beginning?
Absolutely. I think we're such a departure from a conventional tile store that half the fun is sort of re-educating them as to the possibilities. So they come in here thinking, I want this out of more of a conventional driven magazine, and then they realize, wow, I haven't seen any of this before, and it just changes the way they see, tile and also design. So we have to convince them and inspire them and educate them as to why, and then once we get them there, it's just kind of leading them down the path, and then it's all about execution. And that is stunning too. If you look around, there's obviously a lot that are kind of inspired by vintage encaustic. When I say encaustic, that's a form of concrete, the old kind of concrete style, but it's all porcelain, so it's just made to look like concrete, but it doesn't have any of the maintenance issues, the thickness, the weight, the cost. It would pit with salt. It's very porous. Porcelain is commercially rated for restaurants, no sealing, no maintenance. So
it won't break or chip easily, right? It's
very
durable.
It's a rating, it's a pay rating, which is a hardness rating, and they rate it at a certain level for certain applications commercially. Restaurants being obviously a pretty serious one, just because the reality of foot traffic and things
Right.
falling and just
What
the
are you
general
imagining?
abuse you
No,
find.
I'm imagining a big party or
I'm actually
something,
thinking
or
that anytime I go around Toronto to different restaurants, I see the Thais and I snap a picture and I send it to Anna.
Yeah.
Like, hey, those are like Thai lovers.
Those are tile lover tiles.
Oh, okay. Will that work for a family-oriented
We,
house?
we sell it a lot. I think when it comes to the children thing, it's a personal decision. It's
Right.
definitely a little harder than wood, but it's also it's not as soft, so therefore
Right.
it's not going to, over time, wood will break down. It chips.
Yeah.
It separates. UV breakdown. It's just scratching with children,
It's easier
and
to make.
dogs, and life. So the thing about
Yeah.
this and wood inspired, it will
Yeah.
never break down. It will never scratch. You never have to refinish it. There's no UV breakdown or
Yeah.
change of color. So it's just it's a long-term sort of decision, but it's also very elegant. Some of the things we can do now with digital imaging with on porcelains is endless. So it's just the cool factor. But there's a bunch of other things that I'd like
my
to show
God,
you,
wow.
and then we're just going to get into larger scale, like true kind of vintage, ancient vintage, well, at least a contemporary interpretation of that. But it's all about scale.
oh, wow.
Cool, okay.
So
I
let
want to see
me
that.
show you over here. So this is when I talk about scale, talk about emotion, about color. This is the more muted version of it, but it's just stunning. It's called the Carpet series. It's inspired by
Yeah.
Persian and Belgium carpets. Although
Carpet.
when I
Wow.
see it, I see ancient.
Oh my God, shit.
I see ancient European walls, broken down, repainted, kind of the spirit of many cultures in many years.
It looks painted, doesn't it?
It
looks
does.
like
It does
fresco.
look,
It reminds me of fresco paint, actually.
Yeah, like an old
yeah.
fresco, a clean fresco, if
Like
you
it's
will.
been uncovered.
And it's very transitional, so you can work in very modern space, very antique space, kind of Euro farm, French country. I mean, there's so many things you can do with it. But it's about scale. Like this is real scale, meter by meter, 40 inch by 40 inch. So it just opens up space because of all these warm tones. It connects beautifully with woods.
It is very
You also
dramatic.
can bring in whites,
Yeah.
off-whites, grays, blues. I mean, there's no end to how you can connect with color. Yeah, it's one of my
Wow.
favorites. You can
Wow.
tell I keep petting the wall.
Yeah. Can I ask a personal question?
Absolutely.
All this is great and I love it and I feel it. So you have this background in modeling. So you would have been exposed to a lot of art and fashion. What did you get out of all that and how does this translate into the tile world?
Thanks, Anna, for bringing that up. Well, I was lucky enough to travel at a young age, doing a little bit of modeling. I ended up in Milano in the. I won't give you a time because then I'm going to age myself. But you know what? It was very influential. I think my trip to Europe as a young person in my late teens changed my life. So I was living in Milano, so it's the Duomo, it's Armani, it's Via Spiga, it's very important architectural things. It was during a time when, well, Italy still pretty much controls furniture, lighting, even the tile industry as far as design. It was a major influence. So I came back still as a relatively young person wondering what's my outlet? And it ended up leading me to design, architecture, and the end tiles. So
Well, hopefully next time we can meet the better
better
part
half.
of
Yeah.
the other tile lover,
the other lover.
also known as
Exactly.
the boss.
And
Yeah.
I just pick up my favorite tile, and I think it's awesome. And this is going to end up in my kitchen.
Wow, that's a special series.
Ah, she's taking it home with her.
Anyway, thanks guys, I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
Pleasure. Thanks guys.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for joining myself, Anna,
And Marta.
for the interview project.